Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and actually get a Zoom meeting started. So, once we have everything set up, we actually want to go get and host a meeting. So, we go again to Google, type Zoom, go to Zoom itself, and we want to go to host a meeting with video on. Once we know that we have Zoom enabled, we open Zoom meetings and it takes us right to where we need to go. So join with computer audio and let's go ahead and unmute that video. Now, with that, you should be able to see all of this screen with me taking up the primary components. Behind me, you'll see that that green screen has been turned to something that's blue. That's something that we can do and set right over here by the start and stop video. So in this lower corner, you will see mute. If I hit this button, you can't hear me through the Zoom, but you should still hear me through the screencasting software. Here, I can stop the video and nobody can see me any longer. But if I say start video, boom, there I am again. So the settings that we want students to use is we want to make sure that we have the mute on, we want the volume on, not muted, but we want the video to be off. Now, I don't know that you can see because I'm using a dual screen system, but what you will see here is either something that looks like this or a black screen with just my name on it. And if with just my name on it, it should make it significantly easier. I'm going to go ahead and turn my video right back on so that you can see me. The other thing you can do is we can choose those virtual backgrounds. Students can use this to either hide maybe something they'd prefer us not to see anytime there is video involved. For example, when we reach out to maybe student individually for social emotional reasons as counselors or as a principal. But as a general rule, the students won't be using this with us, but we can use it for students to maybe hide our laundry. So in this case, I have a green screen. Well, I'm going to go ahead and turn that setting off. And with that setting off, you should be able to see this is what I'm actually sitting in front of. But I can put myself in front of any sort of thing that I wish here. They can add pictures in, and all they have to do to add pictures is add image. And from any image, upload it, and that's what they're in front of. So you can even also add video. So if I wanted to add a video, I could totally add a video and make it happen something like this. Now, you'll notice there are different little green things that you can see as I move around. Well, a little higher level is if you do have a green screen, it makes it a lot easier for the computer to process. So that is getting to putting a background in behind yourself. Let's just go straight blue for now. Now, the other thing that I want to talk about here is when it says choose virtual background, it will take you exactly to this setup right here where you can change those individual video settings. Now you'll notice we had a lot of those settings already in place before we even started. But if there's something that you need to do to adjust it even further, you can by going into these video settings. So let's view even more settings. And for video, what ratio do I want? Do I want it in original ratio or high res? Do I want HD? Do I want to hide non-video participants, which means their name won't even pop up on the screen? In some cases, these are for your lurkers. They can do that, but they can still have access to the chat and they can see everything that you're doing. Turn off my video when joining a meeting. I can set all of these ideas up when we go through here. So as you get used to things, or if your microphone isn't working, you would go into the audio settings. The chat, if you want a certain way for things to work in chat, this is where your chat settings are. Lots of stuff, but we have already set those presets. So let's go to the big things that you're going to use here. First things first, you've already sent your invitations. As students come in, they will join as participants. And what you'll do is when someone comes in, this box will pop up and you will see somebody waiting. And all you need to do is hit admit, and then they're allowed to join the meeting. And if you set a number of other settings, it's all sorts of things you can do. For example, mute all, unmute all is really great because if somebody or somebody's having a conversation, you can shut it down right there and all participants will be muted. If I want to unmute participants, I can unmute everybody. The other thing that is very useful is if a student accidentally turns on their camera, all you have to do is hit the camera icon and you can turn them off. So all of these things are easy to do once you're in here with your participants. Something else that's exceedingly easy to do is to chat. If you go down here and hit the chat bar, you will see that you can type in questions. How is everyone doing? And they can respond in kind. I can also send right up here, I can send it to someone individually in a meeting if I need to. Hey, Susie, do you realize that your camera is on? Or Johnny, could you please turn off your microphone? Things like that are really helpful to put in chat. But that might not be something you want to send to everyone. They're going to be something that you want to send to that individual participant. Another thing that is great to put in here is you can put codes, you can put any sort of link. So if I wanted to go grab a link from somewhere else, here we go. Hats. And we're talking about hats for some reason. And I have a hat shop that I want people to see. I'm going to grab that link. And once I have it, all I have to do is go put it right over here in my chat window. And now it's posted for everybody to see. So using your chat, you can share those links for documents or for resources to students. The other thing that is great beyond chat, beyond managing your participants, is sharing your screen. So let's go ahead and share your screen. And in this case, I want multiple, but only one can share at a time, and advanced sharing options. We've already set that so that only the host can share screens. Now, because I am already working with you, let's just choose another screen that I can show to you. So let's share this one, and there's our tutorial. Okay, so everybody should be able to, at this point, see the slideshow that Ms. Dunham has put together. So thus far in this one, we have gone to Zoom, we said host a meeting video on, or we have scheduled a meeting. Then we have decided that once it's launched, we can open Zoom. And once we're here, we can put our meeting together, send it out with the invites. And this screen right here should be the screen that I would highly recommend everybody start your presentation with. So in this case, when students join in, this right here might very well be what you want everybody to see right as they come in. So as everyone enters, these are the things they see. So let's go through our virtual classroom expectations. Use the class code and password provided by your teacher for each session. A quiet location that's free from distraction is best because we don't want other distractions causing trouble for the learning. Now, we've already got people's microphones off, but it means the learner still needs a quiet place. We do recommend that they log in a few minutes before, and they will be put in the virtual waiting room until you bring them in. We also want them to have pencil and paper because this is a learning environment. And remember that video needs to be off at all times. They can put a picture up, they can put their name up, but what they can't do is they can't have their video up. Again, that's for their protection and ours. We also want to mute the microphone so that we, again, don't get any unintentional or poor choices of things shared over the microphone. We also want to use the chat only to ask questions or give answers. This is not social area for students, and this is going to be one that we're going to have to encourage repeatedly, is that the chat in this context is not for social interaction. It's for us to learn together. Remind them to stay focused because remember, this is a different environment than they're used to learning in. Finally, we want to respect and encourage others, and we can show you a couple ways they can do that as we get through here. And finally, to remember that this is a new learning experience for all of us. When we're done showing the screen to students, all we have to do is stop sharing. And once I stop sharing, it comes back to the video area. Now, there are a few other things that in the participant manager, I don't see them here because I'm the host. On the participant end, they will see raise my hand, and it will be right here. It's the picture of a little hand. And so it allows them to raise your hand, and you will see that in your participant list so that you can call, yes, did you have a question, so-and-so? They can unmute their mic, talk to you, and then remute it because that's important, so that you can go ahead and move forward answering. The other thing that is available is reactions. If somebody says something they agree with or they like, they can clap for the students, and you'll see up in the corner, it creates a clapping hands or a thumbs up. So very quickly, mute, unmute, stop video, start video. All the settings you need are right here in any category, but most of those have been preset with us. You can choose a virtual background. You can invite other students. Say, oh, I wish to invite Miss Casey or Caitlin Presley or Ashley Francis, etc., to my meeting, and I can send it out to them right from inside the Zoom document. I can manage participants with this little screen right here, and I can chat with students and turn that on or off for all students to see. And I have screen sharing options where I can share my screen with somebody. There are also quite a few things like secondary cameras or music or sound only. But again, for now, just keep it simple. Do not use the record button, as we are not recording any students for privacy reasons, for protection of you and the student. And final reactions. Now, the part that you've all been waiting for. Once the meeting is over and you've said goodbye to everyone, then it is time to simply end the meeting. And I can't think of anything better to do at this point than to thank you for your time getting set up in Zoom, also going through some of those things that we should or shouldn't do when using Zoom specifically. Remembering that the big things are this is for learning purposes, no video of the students, only video of the host. Chat is to be kept academic. Make sure that they are not recording and that you are not recording, and make sure that all of this is positive educational experiences for everybody to the best of your ability. One last thing though, this is not easy, and just like when you learn anything else new, you're gonna have a little bit of trouble. So give yourself a little slack and let the students see that you are human as well. Okay, thank you very much, guys. Let's just end that meeting.